morning students, welcome. Today we are going to start the fourth chapter of our course content. But basically in online lecture it is our first lecture, so I have write down 1.1 here. It is basically totally theory chapter. So first of all, the name of this chapter is Goods and Service Tax. We all aware about basic things related to the goods and service tax, which is popularly known as GST also. As we know, before some years, Government of India deduct all the indirect taxes and they implement only one tax. That tax is called goods and service tax. Now, the first question is discuss the provisions of GST with reference to objective of one nation, one tax, one law. So, the question is provisions of GST with reference to objective of one nation, one tax, one bazaar. Basically, before going to start this question, let me see how many of you know the basic things related to the goods and service tax. So, what is goods and service tax? As we know, goods and service tax, which is popularly known as GST also. GST implemented in India on 2017. Before implementation of GST, there were a number of taxes are there. Basically, the main problem with that indirect taxes before GST implementation, there were effect of cascading. Cascading effect, you also call that double taxation system. And there were a number of other problems are also there in that type of taxes, like sales tax, excise, customs, this type of taxes. So, government think that in India there must be only one tax, and that tax is implemented in all over the nation. The tax rate for every state is same. There is no any discrimination between tax rates of that particular states or union territory. So, with the objective of this, government implement goods and service tax on 12 April 2017. After that, as per the convenience of different states, they have implemented GST in their own state. So now we are basically know the core of the goods and service tax is one nation, one tax. GST में છે એક સૂત્ર શું છે? એનું સૂત્ર છે કે એક દેશ એક કર, one tax, one nation. So, why? What is the objective behind that? It will be studied in this. So basically, GST laws and their various provisions can play important role in achieving the objective of one nation, one tax, one bazaar. GST laws and their various provisions can play important role. There is a number of provisions are there who play very important role to achieve the quotation, that is one tax, one nation and one bazaar. Basically, GST laws are expected to benefit all sections of the society in all parts of India. It will be implemented in each and every parts of the India It means every state and every union territory will be added in goods and service tax. GST laws have incorporated provisions relating to electronic interface with minimum requirement of manual or physical interaction between taxpayer and government, ensuring best compliance with minimum government interference. It means GST is basically electronic interface. Here, you don't need that much manual work. Before GST implementation, if you want to file e-return of sales tax, તમારે જો વેચાણ વેરાનું જે છે રિટર્ન ભરવું હોય at that time you have to do number of things, you have to do many manual work, and you have to pay rupees the person or the authority who file your return. તમારે જે છે એક વ્યક્તિ એવો હોય કે જે તમારું રિટર્ન ફાઇલ કરે છે એને પણ પૈસા આપવા પડે. જ્યારે GST ની અંદર you can file your own return by getting all the information and excellence related to that particular law. So what are the benefits of GST is GST laws are expected to bring the benefits of the first is reduction of corruption. The first and foremost function of implementation of GST is to reduction in corruption. Government think that after implementing the GST, the corruption can be decreased in some extent. There were number of provisions are there. By using that provisions or by implementing that particular laws, it is estimated that the corruption in India can be decreased. After that, the second thing is increasing tax revenue. Increase in tax revenue. So this is also one of the important benefit of goods and service tax. Government want to earn more benefit, more revenue from the taxes, and in earlier taxes like sales tax, excise and all that taxes does not give the enough revenue which government deserve or which is right revenue or which any person has to pay that taxes. Many persons do tax evasion. ઘણા બધા વ્યક્તિઓ જે છે ટેક્સ ચોરી કરતા હતા એના કારણે many persons do not pay taxes to the government directly or indirectly. So that's why government think that if we change the tax and if we implement some new tax which is finally comes into existence as a GST, that will give government more revenue. After that, free movement of goods across the country. Under former tax, free movement of goods across the country, it means before implementation of GST, it is very risky. It is very risky for any goods to move from one state to another state. It is not that much easier in former tax, but after implementation of goods, it is also one of the benefit. It is also one of the objective of any person or Indian government that the goods of that particular persons or producer can be moved from one destination to another destination very easily for reduction in tax litigation. If any person do any tax litigation, it can be reduced. Under former tax laws on goods and services, the rates of taxes prescribed for various goods and services in all the states were different. In former taxes, the tax rate for all the states and all the governments are different. Say for example, if the tax rate of any goods on Gujarat is 5%, but that same goods and the tax rate on that same goods on Haryana may be different, or in another state the tax rate on that same goods may be different. So this is the main problem in former tax. But in essence, there was no uniformity in tax rates on different goods and services. So there is no any type of uniformity. ત્યાં જે છે કોઈ પણ પ્રકારની એક સૂત્રતા નથી. એક ટેક્સમાં એક રાજ્ય જે ટેક્સ વસૂલ કરેલો હોય એ જ ટેક્સ જો બીજા રાજ્ય પાસે જાય તો એ અલગ પ્રકારે હોય. તેમના કારણમાં કોઈ પણ યુનિફોર્મિટી હતી. There is no any type of uniformity because all the states on or the chief minister of every state decide the rate of tax as per their convenience, as per their rules and regulations. So there is no any uniformity in former tax. Under GST, the rates prescribed for various goods and services in all the states are uniform. In essence, the particular items of goods is covered under 5% GST rate in Gujarat. It will be subject to 5% tax in all other states also. It means if any person or in any state the rate of that any goods is 5%, if that same rate if that same goods is in Assam, the tax rate is same. If that same goods is in Maharashtra, the tax rate is same. In short, the tax rate on different types of items, on different types of goods, there is no any difference between tax rate. આપણે જે વાત કરવામાં આવે માનો કે લક્ઝરી ગુડ્સ જે છે એ અગાઉ આપણે જોવા જઈએ તો લક્ઝરી ગુડ્સ ઉપર કોઈ પણ પ્રકારે જો ટેક્સ વસૂલ કરવામાં આવે તો એ ગુજરાતમાં અલગ હોય, કેરળમાં અલગ હોય, દિલ્હીની અંદર અલગ હોય, મહારાષ્ટ્રની અંદર અલગ હોય, આવી રીતે જે છે બને. બટ જ્યારે જીએસટી ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરવામાં આવ્યો તો માનો કે લક્ઝરી ગુડ્સની અંદર જે છે એ લક્ઝરી ગુડ્સ ઉપર 28% ટેક્સ છે. There is 28% tax rate on luxury goods. That 28% is the same for all the country or all the states. Next, all the states and union territories have enacted their GST laws as per the model recommended by the GST Council. As per the recommendation of GST Council, all the states were implemented the GST model as per the requirement, as per the convenience. Thus, there is uniformity in various provisions of GST law. So, if you implement GST in your state, that means there must be uniformity. Whatever the tax rate decided by the government, decided by the central government, that same tax rate have to be implemented in your state also. તો તમારે જે છે તમારા રાજ્યની અંદર જે સરકારે જે સેન્ટ્રલ ગવર્નમેન્ટે જે નક્કી કરેલું છે એ જ ટેક્સ રેટ જે છે ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરવાનો છે. સો ધેર ઇઝ અ યુનિફોર્મિટી ઇન ટેક્સ રેટ. The object of GST was there is basically two objectives are there for the implementation of GST. And that both objective is the first objective is to have common national market for all the goods and services. જેટલા પણ goods and services છે જેટલી પણ વસ્તુ છે આ બધી જ વસ્તુઓ માટે જે છે common market, there is no any difference between any tax rate. So basically all the markets are same in the eyes of any person who pay the tax. હવે જે છે બધા માટે નેશનલ માર્કેટ સરખું છે, ચાહે તમે જે છે ગુજરાતની વસ્તુ પરચેસ કરો કે ચાહે તમે મહારાષ્ટ્રમાંથી પણ વસ્તુ પરચેસ કરો. તમે જે છે મેઘાલયમાં જો કોઈ વસ્તુ હોય તો એમના માટે પણ ટેક્સ સરખો હશે, અને તમે માનો કે ઉત્તર પ્રદેશમાંથી કોઈ વસ્તુ લેશો તો એમના માટે પણ ટેક્સ સરખો હશે. સો બેઝિકલી ગવર્નમેન્ટ વોન્ટ્સ ટુ see the common national market of all the goods and services, and the second and most important objective is to avoid cascading effect of taxes. What is cascading effect? Cascading effect means two taxes. Before implementation of GST, there some persons, some producer has double taxation system. They have to sometimes some producer have to pay tax to the two states also, or to the government of national and government of the state. તમારે જે છે ગુજરાત રાજ્ય અને જે સેન્ટ્રલ ગવર્નમેન્ટ છે આ બેને ટેક્સ ચૂકવવો પડતો. ઘણી વખત જે છે આમાં ડબલ ટેક્સેશન થતું which is not beneficial or which is not proper for any person. So to remove that type of limitations of former taxes, GST is implemented. The Constitution of India has been amended from 16 September 2016. 16 September 2016, while 101st Amendment Act 2016 to make provisions for introduction of GST. એમાં જે છે ઇન્ડિયન કોન્સ્ટિટ્યુશન ની અંદર અમેન્ડમેન્ટ કરીને ઇટ મીન્સ ટુ ચેન્જ in some rules and regulations. It will be amended in Indian Constitution, and on 16 September 2016 GST was implemented in India. GST Act passed by Parliament and State. Parliament and states have passed following acts. These have received assents of President on 12 April 2017. Basically, three main act will be passed by the government, and one another tax which is known as compensation saving, that is also passed in the Parliament. So basically GST related 4 acts will be passed in the Parliament on 16 April 2017, and the first is the Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017, which is also known as CGST. The first act was passed, that is CGST. The second is the Integrated Goods and Service Tax. The second tax. Third is UTGST. UTGST means, as we know, we have 9 union territories in India. So, like there were number of union territories. આપણે જે કોઈ પણ પ્રકારની યુનિયન ટેરિટરી છે, આ યુનિયન ટેરિટરી ના આધારે આપણે કોઈ પણ પ્રકારે જે છે ટેક્સ ત્યાં કરી. હવે આમાં જો દિલ્હી છે, જમ્મુ કાશ્મીર છે, દીવ છે, આવા જે છે ઘણા બધા પ્રકારના યુનિયન ટેરિટરી છે જે કેન્દ્ર શાસિત પ્રદેશ તરીકે આપણે ગુજરાતમાં જેને ઓળખીએ છીએ. તો આવા જે યુનિયન ટેરિટરી હોય એમના માટે પણ અલગ ટેક્સ છે. અને ફોર્થ એક્ટ જે હતો એ compensation sales act. So what is CGST? CGST means when any person has to pay the amount of taxes directly to the central government, that is called central goods and service tax. કોઈ વ્યક્તિ જે છે કેન્દ્રને સીધો જો કોઈ ટેક્સ પે કરવાનો હોય તો એમને જે છે સેન્ટ્રલ goods and service tax લાગુ પડે છે. Say for example, if any person buy anything from one state to another state, તો ગુજરાતના વેપારી મુંબઈમાંથી કોઈ વસ્તુ મંગાવેલી હોય તેમને જે છે CGST પે કરવો પડે છે સીધો. Now the second is IGST, which is known as Integrated Goods and Service Tax. When any person pay any tax, half to the state and half to the central government, that is called Integrated Goods and Service Tax. Here we will take example of, say for example, if any trader of the Jamnagar buy or sell anything to to the any trader of from the Jamnagar buy or sell anything in Haryana, at that time that particular trader has to pay some amount to the central government. So say for example the tax rate on that particular goods is 16%. So this 16% will be directly paid to the central government, that is for the goods and central goods and service tax. Now again the second thing is any person from Jamnagar buy anything or sell anything to the trader of say for example Rajkot, between Jamnagar and Rajkot any supply is happen, so they have to pay half amount to the central government and half amount to the state government. It means this particular person has to pay 8% to the central government and 8% to state government, and basically the total amount is payable, that is 16%. This is integrated goods and service tax. When any person or any producer buy or sell anything in union territory, so how many union territories are there? Diu, Delhi, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Ladakh, Chandigarh. Then there is another also union territories are there in India. So if you purchase or sell anything in that union territory, so you have to pay taxes, half to the central government and half to that particular union territory. That is called union territory tax. And last, that is compensation sales tax. The third point, sorry, there is still remaining some content. All states have passed their respective state GST acts. All the states themselves passed some acts. All the state GST acts and CGST act are practically copies of each other. Section number, definitions and provisions are identical. All these acts are made effective on and from 1 July 2007. 1 जुलाई 2017 થી જે છે આ બધા જ એક્ટ પાસ થયેલા છે. બધા વ્યક્તિઓ જે છે પોતાના જે સ્ટેટ જીએસટી એક્ટ છે એને પણ પાસ કરેલા છે, બટ સ્ટેટ જીએસટી એને પાસ કરેલા છે, બટ એના જે ટેક્સ રેટ જે ગવર્નમેન્ટ દ્વારા જે ડિસાઇડ કરવામાં આવે છે એ જ ટેક્સ રેટ રહેશે. The state cannot make any changes in the tax rate decided by the government, decided by the central government. The next is Constitution of GST Council. The GST Council is a constitutional body to decide policies relating to GST. GST Council has been constituted with effect from 15 September 2016 by President of India. What is Constitution of GST Council? GST Council means કે GST ના જે કાયદા બનાવવા માટેના રૂલ્સ એન્ડ રેગ્યુલેશન્સ બનાવવા માટે એક બોડી બનાવવામાં આવી. એક જે એક આખે આખું સંસ્થા બનાવવામાં આવી છે. That particular body or that particular organization is known as GST Council. The GST Council is a constitutional body to decide policy relating to GST. જે GST છે એમના રિલેટેડ એક પોલિસી બનાવે છે, નક્કી કરે છે. GST Council has been constituted with effect from 15 September 2016 by President of India. ભારતના જે પ્રેસિડેન્ટ છે, the President of India એમને જે છે એ આ કાઉન્સિલ જે છે એમને અમલ કરેલો છે, એમને જે છે અસ્તિત્વમાં લાવેલું છે. Union Finance Minister is chairman of council. જે Union Finance Minister છે એમના અત્યારે જે છે નિર્મલા સીતારામન જે છે એ આપણા Union Finance Minister છે. તો જે એ Union Finance Minister છે, that is the chairman of that particular council. Following are members of council. The first is Union Minister of State in charge for revenue of finance. જે રાજ્યના જે ફાઇનાન્સ મિનિસ્ટર છે એ આમને ઇન્ચાર્જ હોય છે. The member or the finance minister of state. The second is minister in charge of finance or taxation or any other ministers nominated by each state government. If government nominate any officers, that is also the member of the comes in. After that, goods and service tax. Goods and service tax means a tax on supply of goods or services or both. When any person supply, what is comes in supply? Supply means when any person purchase or sell anything. જ્યારે કોઈ પણ વ્યક્તિ કોઈ પણ વસ્તુનું ખરીદી કે વેચાણ કરે તો એ સપ્લાય ની અંદર આવે છે. તો goods and service tax એટલે શું? તો કે goods and service tax જ્યારે એમ તો સપ્લાય ઉપર જ્યારે ટેક્સ લેવામાં આવે છે, કાં તો સપ્લાય કાં સર્વિસ કાં તો goods ઉપર કાં તો સર્વિસ ઉપર અથવા બંને. તો એમ કે શું કહેવામાં આવે છે? goods and service tax કહેવામાં આવે છે when any person, when any state or central government charge any taxes on the supply of goods or services of both, that is called the goods and service tax. Note that the word used supply is not set. Thus, in some cases, free supplies will be subject to GST. Here you have to see that supply does not mean only set. Now, the following, for example, GST will be payable on free supplies made to related persons. GST will not be payable on free gifts and free samples to unrelated persons. But input tax credit in respect of such goods will have to be reversed. હવે અમુક વસ્તુ જે ફ્રી સપ્લાય ની અંદર આવતી હોય, GST કાઉન્સિલ ની અંદર GST ની જે વેબસાઈટ આપેલી છે એની અંદર તમારે જે ફ્રી સપ્લાય કઈ હોઈ શકે તો ગિફ્ટ્સ આપે તો એના પર કઈ રીતે લાગુ પડે છે, તો એ પણ માર્કેટ છે તો આ વસ્તુ એમાં પણ ધ્યાન રાખવાની છે. સ્ટોક ટ્રાન્સફર્સ and branch transfers outside the state will also be covered under GST net. When any company has a branch in other state or in other city, the stock transfer to other branch or transfer to other state, it will be also covered in goods and service tax. IGST will be payable on interstate stock transfer and branch transfer. When any person transfer their goods from one place to another place, that is comes under the integrated goods and service tax, that is come under the IGST.